Welcome to another episode on Rising Above Shadows of Abuse, Russell. So, what are cultural nuances we imbibe that are detrimental to our financial upliftments? And
Um,
how can we change our beliefs and mindset regarding this?
Wonderful. So I'm going to explain, answer this question in the two parts because it's a two-part question. So the part A is what are the cultural stuff that helps us or that keeps us from becoming financially successful. In
Yes.
of number one will be I would say our scarcity mindset. And what does that mean? The thing is that our languaging, they say what you verbalize, you magnetize. We unfortunately we do not know this. Even the Bible says that don't think about bad things. Just imagine. Bible says that refrain from thinking about bad things. And that's just thinking within you. But when you verbalize it, when you say it aloud, what are you even doing? Every day. I cannot remember a conversation in my circles that people haven't complained about there's no money. I cannot remember any single conversation that I would have with people, my people, for example, that people are not complaining there is no money. But the question is, are you where you were 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Perhaps no. You are
Mm.
holding an iPhone 14, iPhone 15 that you are paying perhaps £100 for, and then you're saying there's no money. Sometimes it's interesting. So the languaging that and it's because of the culture, because you want to what's the word, behave or mimic the Joneses, but you don't know what someone's circumstances. The person is holding whatever. It could be a phone, it could be a car, it could be a house that they're living in. You don't know their circumstance, and then you jump in. And then the other thing is the fact that we do not appreciate the fact that we even have anything. And for me, that's one thing that we culturally we just grew up to, I don't know, to learn. I wouldn't say inherit because it's not inheritance. So that's one thing. We also have misalignment of our priorities. That is a big non-factor in our culture. Um, I think I was listening to Caroline Marsh, the Secret Millionaire, and she was saying, "Do you know that the Asians, when they open business, is targeting Africans? You know, the Chinese, when they open a business, is targeting African. Why? Because we are the consumers. We are consuming everything that come our way. We are having this playing out with this facade of, when you make little money, guess what? They want to go and marry. Men wants to go and marry another wife and have more children. Woman wants to do, hair and wear Louis Vuitton and those things that really just empowering another person and leaving you bankrupt, because if you buy those things, as soon as you leave the shop, they don't have that value anymore. So culturally, unfortunately, we are disadvantaged in that way. I will also talk about our African tax. If you are someone who lives in the diaspora, and this terminology is Caroline Marsh's also way of explaining this in terms of helping us to prepare for it, because it is something that we have brought it upon ourselves. You, as an African, cannot live in the diaspora without sending money to Africa. Whether you agree to it or not, people ask you for the money. And then because we are also living for each other, we don't, we like when one person has money, is everybody's money, you know.
Communal way of life.
So number one is it breeds laziness, and number two, it also helps. It also makes people not to progress, because what's the point? What's the point in pushing forward when everything you just imagine you are the firstborn, for example, and then your mother had 7 children in addition to you. You weren't even there when she was doing her thing. Now you are the because you were firstborn, you are able to get educated and then you are doing well. Guess what? All the responsibilities come to you. Why? Because they gave birth to you. And that's culture. That's not right. I mean, I have done so many regarding, helping people, helping people, helping people. But then
It's quite draining.
it is not making you, and also to, on top of that, if you haven't even paid attention to your 10% of money putting away, that is even a dangerous game. So for most of us, that's where we are in terms of the culture. Now, the part B of your question as what can we do? You have to
Yes.
cultivate an abundant mindset. You have to make like be grateful for the little things that we have and just realign our priorities. Because at the end of the day, if you, regardless of how much you give people, and I'm just learning that after doing this for over 30 years, you see that they grow up and they make their money and you are not included. Trust me.
Very true. Very true.
And then they tell you when you were making your plans, I wasn't there. Meanwhile, you pick that child from nowhere and brought that child out who was not your responsibility. But because of our culture, because if you see English people, they give, but they just give what is surplus, for example. But for us, we're digging into the pocket and emptying it all for people. And you are somebody who grows up like is the worst because you grow up and everything that they're telling you is that life is not just about you. I know that. But let me also enjoy what I've labored for. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to prioritize yourself above anything else. Whatever surplus that you have to give people, that should be. And I think that, again, Caroline says, give, put 5% of your income away for your African tax. And with that, when that is gone and somebody calls you to say, oh, so and so is in hospital and we don't have anything, we don't have food, we don't have, guess what? Tell them that allocation is finished. Next month, I would refill the pot and I'll send you some. So you are not compelled to be running and sending money, especially now it's not even running, it's at the top of the button and the money is gone. They are rejoicing and you are here. You can't even pay your electricity bill. You can't pay your light bill. You can't take your children out. You can't invest in yourself to grow and start your own business. And it's just a vicious cycle. So culturally, we need to prioritize.
So culturally, what you're saying is that we need to wake up. We need to wake up and do the needful, attend to our own needs, grow, make sure you're comfortable before you start helping others, so to speak. That is a wise counsel. Email address, risingaboveshadows of abuse at gmail.com. Thank you.